on today's Into Your Head podcast number 641 for Saturday, exposing Alanis Morissette, drunk love puppets, trucks that carry dead space shuttles, monkey nuts into the future, flashcards for pubs, lip reading a psychic, why this isn't a Pink Floyd album, fake free bowls, a one-person operated language, and lots more, with your humble proprietor, me, Neil from Ireland. Hello. A lot to get on with today. Items that need to be attended to, issues that need to be addressed, topics. Oh, topics. You've got lots and lots of topics. We're positively booming to the seams with topics. We've got topics coming out of this table. Well, I think this table has supplied enough topics, quite frankly, through the history of this programme. I've spoken about this table many times as the table at which I sat eating cornflakes as a 4-year-old. And here now I sit eating my own words. They're going directly into this microphone and then indirectly into these huge headphones that are on my head, roasting my ears off. Isn't it absolutely fucking fantastic? Technology is fucking fantastic. Isn't technology fantastic? Isn't it? Answer me. Fucking answer me, for Christ's sake. Unless technology has failed us yet again. It's always one disappointment after another with these things. You get enthusiastic about something and then you find out that Steve Jobs is dead and it's all going to go downhill from here. They're going to have a 5-inch version of my mouth next to compete with Android, and they'll say, oh, his mouth is too big, we're going to have a smaller one, but we won't put the price down at a competitive rate, so it'll fail because we don't know what we're doing. We've no idea what are we doing here. We don't know what we're doing. We're Apple. We're just a freaking fruit. We're the Beatles, the next generation. The Beatles had a music publishing company or something called Apple, and Apple with Steve Jobs was Apple the next generation. They said, this music is going out of fashion, so we're going to start making electronic synthesized music. If you can't have drugs or alcohol anymore, you can have synthahol, and synthesized drugs are basically what's that thing they give to drug addicts in clinics, to synthesize stuff to get you off the other stuff. That's what Apple are to the music world. If you go on to iTunes now, there's no music on it whatsoever. Let's go on to iTunes. In fact, there's an idea. You go on to iTunes right now. Go to the iTunes store. Search for Into Your Head. You'll see 2 feeds come up. One is this feed, and one is the Into Your Head reruns and extras feed. Recently revamped. Subscribe to both, and then I'll give them both a 5-star rating and review. Do it now. It'll help me get famous. And then tomorrow we'll all be rich. This will be the Beatles of the podcasting world. I'll be, who will I be? One of the not dead ones, hopefully. In fact, now that you mention it, I don't want to be one of the alive ones either, because they're about 70. I don't want to be a 70-year-old ex-Beatle doing a podcast. I was quite frankly, it's funny you should mention that, because I went into iTunes here. First thing I see is free book, Yellow Submarine. And if I remember rightly, I got that already. It's not a book at all, it's an electronic thing. It's an electronic version of a book of the album of Yellow Submarine. Back when the original Yellow Submarine came out, you had to go into a shop and say, hello, have you got that new thing about the boat by that boy band? What are they called? The Beatles, is it? Or is it the Monkeys? I forget. Anyway, who's got the thing about the thing about the boat going under the water? I think it goes something like this. We all live in the yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. We all live in the yellow submarine. Except we don't, because that's a fucking lie. They're con men. I was listening to a podcast just this morning. And someone was claiming that the Beatles were the punks of their generation, because one of them stood up in front of the Queen and said something along the lines of, all the people in the cheap seats applaud, the people in the rich seats just wave your jewellery. So they were supposedly punks. Well, you don't have a punk if you're going around pretending you live in a submarine. The real pop stars, I can tell you, they're living in, well, they're probably not living in submarines, but they're living on canal barges and in caravans and out in the open, in sympathy with the people who go to these rock fairs, these rock markets, or wherever they're, the thing that the young people go to in fields out in the middle of nowhere. There's one near here in Portlaoise every year. All the kids come along in their Wellingtons and with their cans of beer, and they sit in a field with a tent, and they watch the latest hit parade musicians come up, and the musicians say, hello Portlaoise, hello people in Portlaoise and people who've come to Portlaoise and are therefore here in Portlaoise at the moment, and hello people who just came here because you thought it was another horse racing meeting. That's in the next county, that's not even here, that's up the road. You took the wrong turn off the motorway, you should have turned off half an hour before this and gone down to that. Or is it greyhounds? There's something, some sort of racing thing happens in North Kildare anyway. Where was I? Oh yes, hello and welcome to the show. Two glove puppets walk into a bar. One of the glove puppets straight away goes up to the bar, and the other glove puppet follows because the other glove puppet is operating the first glove puppet. Anyway, the first glove puppet says to the barman, or at least appears to say to the barman, hello, can I have a pint of your finest Guinness, please? And the barman says, certainly, sir, or madam, or it. Are you a he or a she or an it? It's hard to tell. And the man operating the second glove puppet, whose identity hasn't been revealed yet, but his there is obviously there, it goes without saying. The second glove puppet isn't just operating itself. No, glove puppets are inanimate objects until someone puts their fist into one. That's the ironic thing. You put a fist into a human being and you can kill it. If you put a fist into a glove puppet, you can bring it to life. That's the irony of this. Is it called irony? I don't know. Let's ask Alanis Morissette. Alanis Morissette, is that irony? The whole thing about the glove puppet and the human thing. Alanis Morissette, please feel free to answer at any moment. Hello, I'm Alanis Morissette. Thank you for your question. I'd just like to make clear before you answer that I'm not a qualified veterinary surgeon or a glove puppet expert, and any replies I make here are for entertainment purposes only. But no, that is quite ironic, although not as ironic as the time when it rained on my wedding. Is Alanis Morissette even married? Hold on a minute. Alanis Morissette, let's look this up now. Her rain on her wedding day. Alanis Morissette married. Search. Let's have a look at this now. His name is, she has a husband, so I suppose that seems he's 32 though, so around the time of that this ironic song came out, he would have been in his teens, so she can't have been married then, I assume. She's a decent human being, she wouldn't go around marrying a child, so I assume then she wasn't married. I could probably look this up and check out the exact details, but no, I'm busy doing a podcast, but no, it appears to me that the chances are Alanis Morissette was not married when she wrote that song. So who the fuck does she think she is going? She doesn't know whether it's like, I had rain on my wedding day, it was fine. I got married on Friday the 13th. So put that in your pipe and smoke it, Mrs. I'm a bitch, oh, that's a different one, that's your one. I'm a bitch, I'm a saint, I'm a thief, I'm a cunt, I'm a singer, I'm a bitch. I'm trying to copy Alanis Morissette. I'm a bitch, I'm a something, I'm a something, I'm a... That wasn't Alanis Morissette, that was your one. Meredith something or other. What did she do? Meredith did something. Anyway, the man behind the bar says, certainly, sir, a pint of my finest Guinness. I'm afraid I've given away all my finest Guinness. Do you want a pint of ordinary Guinness like everyone else? And the glove puppet says, there's no need to be be a smart arse. Everyone looks down on glove puppet operators like they're some sort of weirdos. I don't look down on you just because you're operating a tap. You're a puppet of the breweries. Don't give me that crap. You're just as much a puppet as my puppet. At least I'm a human being operating a puppet. You're a puppet. Puppet, you're a human being who's become a puppet. There's irony for you there. And the man behind the bar says, "Oh, I understand, sir. You have a pint there. Do you want a pint of Guinness to go with it?" Oh, there's a little joke there to break the ice and clear the air a little bit. I hope it worked. Just know that the intention behind it was angelic, because I'm an angel. I'm a bar operator here. I'm here to bring people together, not tear them apart. As the In Excess song used to say, something, 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 never tear us apart. Ironically, In Excess announced in the last week or so that they're going to stop touring and they're pretty much breaking up. So is that irony as well, Alanis Morissette? I'd like to be able to get through two glove puppets walk into a bar store without having to consult Alanis Morissette, if you don't mind. What next? Do we have to ask Roy Orbison whether it's okay to go for a piss? Give me a fucking break. Anyway, on with the show. Monkey nuts, that's what they call them. They call them big steaming dolloping piles of monkey nuts. I even have a song for it now, although I probably won't play it today. It's in strict rotation. I don't want to wear my new songs out. We have a different one. Never mind. But you don't need a song about monkey nuts when I'm actually talking about them. If there's one thing in this world that's better than a song about monkey nuts, it's actual real conversation about monkey nuts. I can tell you this is as real as it gets. This is as real as it gets. I'm sitting here talking to you with these are real words coming out of my mouth. Pre-prepared words, admittedly. I didn't invent these words. But if I had, that's even better, because if I had invented these words that I'm using, then you wouldn't know what they meant, unless I had published a dictionary in advance of this show. I have to publish a freaking dictionary for each publication saying, oh, here's some words you won't know because they've never been used before, but they're used in this podcast. You need to read this dictionary first. And no, that's why we have universal language. Well, reasonably universal anyway. There's enough of us speaking the same language for it to work. If we all have our own individual languages for each person, that's not going to work. This isn't a one person operated language, No. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, monkey nuts. Monkey nuts, that's what they call them. Big steaming dolloping piles of monkey nuts. I sent off for your man to make a monkey nut song, and he sent me back a fine monkey nut song. When I put the lyrics in, I left out the word dolloping because I wasn't sure if he'd appreciate. I didn't want to overdo it. Dolloping might be assumed by some to be a rude or disgusting word. It's not at all. I don't even know what it means. Big steaming dolloping piles of monkey nuts. So no, the punk song that I got made just goes big steaming piles of. Oh, do you want to hear it? Fuck it. Let's put it in here now. Hold on. Monkey insert note to self. Insert monkey nut song. Monkey nuts. That's what they call them. Monkey nuts. Into your head. Monkey nuts. That's what they call them. Big steaming piles of monkey nuts. Into your head. Anyway, monkey nuts, that's what they call them. They call them big steaming dolloping piles of monkey nuts, and they'll be calling them big steaming dolloping piles of monkey nuts. I can tell you 500 years from now, they'll be saying, look, monkey nuts, that's what I believe we call them. We always have. Well, they'll be aware that we've always been called monkey nuts. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're not aware that we used to be dinosaurs. Half of us anyway. Half of this world doesn't know that we used to be dinosaurs and monkeys, so don't be surprised if 500 years from now the people who occupy this earth have never heard of you and they think they just invented it. They'll probably think, this is a brand new earth, we've just arrived here, we were dumped here by a spacecraft. What's a space? Is it called a spacecraft? No, it's not called an aircraft, it's not called a vacuum craft, so I suppose the next logical thing is spacecraft or space shuttle. The space shuttle shuttle program is dead, though. Dead as a doornail. They're going to come up with something else now. They killed off the space shuttles. They said, it's time for you to be put down. You're like an old dog. You have to get out a needle and pump you full of, probably suck out the fuel, probably. They probably put in the needle and sucked out any last remaining fuel. And then they put the space shuttle on the back of a lorry and they brought it to a museum somewhere. And they did the same with all the other space shuttles. They said, we're done with this now. We'll put it into the transport museum. And then in a few years' time, someone will say, oh, you know that truck we saw all over the TV news that was carrying the space shuttle on its final journey to the transport museum? That truck is now an historic item. We should put that in a museum somewhere. One of the smaller, more low-budget transport museums can host the truck that carried the space shuttle to its final resting place. Absolutely fucking fantastic. And then whatever they use to bring that truck to the place, if it's not working anymore, they might have to put it on the back of a tow truck. So some local shop can have that tow truck on display in their front window or over a bar counter as a little memento. Something for tourists to talk, a focal point. That's what they call it. A focal point. They say, look, a talking point rather. That's what Fraser is trying to remember. A talking point. A thing that you put on the wall for people to start a conversation over, because we're not able to start conversations on our own anymore. Oh no, we have to have freaking flashcards held up. It's like being back in school. You go into a pub and they'll say, oh, I know it's hard to strike up a conversation here. Let us help you. Here's some stuff on the wall. Some sports memorabilia. The truck that carried the space shuttle to its final destination. You know that truck? Well, not that truck, but we've got the tow truck that towed it here to the place next door anyway. That's the tow truck there up on the wall. I know it's very small looking. It's a replica. It's a rap. Don't put a big fucking tow truck in a pub. What were you expecting? Give me a fucking break. Christ, next you want to sue me. I'm just a pub owner. I'm here to serve you beer and featuring two cats walk into bar stories and nothing else. Don't be getting ideas above your station. Well, above my station. I'm just here to serve you beer. I'm not a frigging tour guide. I just thought I'd decorate my bar with an interesting conversation point. And look, we've already got a whole segment out of it, so it can't be that bad. Can it now? Can it now? Or can it then, whenever this story is set? When is this story set? I don't know. I could probably find out by looking at the clock in front of me, but I can't see it because it's a big fucking tow truck hanging in the way. Anyway, on with the show.
Into your head.
Are you a cat? Or do you know somebody who might be? Then tell yourself about Matchstick Cats, Neil's webcomic. Brand new episodes at intoyourhead.com.
Remember, we value the opinions of you, the humble and ignorant listener. Email Neil anytime at studio@intoyourhead.com.
Support the podcastual arts at no cost to you, just by sending Neil money. Visit intoyourhead.com and click on the tip jar to make a once-off donation. Intoyourhead.com.
Matchstick cats into your head, into your head, into your head, into your head.com.
Now, I know what you're thinking there. You're thinking, oh. 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 You're thinking, oh, my mouth hurts. My mouth hurts. You're thinking I shouldn't form my vocal equipment into whatever words I'm thinking. There's no need to. I'm not communicating I don't need to. Well, apparently I thought I wasn't, but this fella on the fake internet radio seems to know what I'm thinking. Maybe because I'm forming my words, my mouth into the words that I'm thinking. That's why he can see. Although, can he see me? I don't know. I didn't think he can. Maybe maybe this is a bit he does. I don't know. I'm new to the show. Is this fella psychic? I thought this was a comedy show or something, not some sort of psychic radio thing where some woman comes on and says, hello, what's the name of your dead parent? John, is it? I know a John. There's a John coming to me now. John, come to me now. Come to me. John says hello. He says, you're always a cunt in real life, and you're still a cunt in the fictional afterlife that we're talking about here. I say fictional, it's not a comment on whether the afterlife exists. It's a comment on the fact that this is a fictional story. We don't exist. Well, except me. I'm a psychic. This woman in the... that's boring. I'm getting the run of myself now. Anyway, as I say, I know what you're thinking there, etc., 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 etc. I know what you're thinking there. Was there any point? Oh, there's a text to my wife. I'd enjoy the pasta as soon as you want to make it. Question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark. Oh, now that's interesting. It's pretty much, let me translate you that for you. It's lunchtime. Have to go out soon, so I have to make lunch before we go out. So if you don't mind, I'm going to leave you here for a moment and come back to you in the fullness of time. In the fullness of time at the appropriate the appropriate... whatever. Suffice to say, I'll come back to this later. No time will pass for you. I'm going to put you into stasis through the miracle of pre-recorded technology. I'm going to put you on hold, and the next thing you hear will probably be me belching or something. Anyway, the next thing you hear will be the next segment. There'll be no time will pass for you. I know they say things like, all things must pass. Well, this doesn't need to pass at all, because I'm going to edit it out of your timeline completely. And the little gap here, I'll probably be gone until tomorrow morning now that I think about it. I won't be coming back to this today. But no, the next voice you hear, unless you pause this and go and listen to someone else, the next voice you hear will be me. It'll be me. Who the fuck else would you expect? It's my program. We've had the ad break already, you see. I won't be hearing the other people who do those. You'll be hearing me. Unless I manage to stretch this sentence out for another 9 minutes, in which case the show will be over. But no, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. Do you? Do you, Glove Puppet? Glove Puppet, do you think that's going to happen? No, Neil, I don't think that's going to happen. I think you should go downstairs and boil up some pasta and put it into bowls. And those bowls you got free with the butter. Well, fake free, because you had to buy 12 big tubs of butter and put them in the freezer and pay to freeze them for the next 6 months. Then you had to use hot water to take off the undercovers and pour hot water on them to clean them, and then put them in an envelope and post them with €3 to cover delivery, and then they sent you out these bowls that you're going to put pasta into now, and you're all proud of yourself because you think, oh, I got free bowls. You did not get free bowls. You fucking paid for them by buying 8 million tubs of butter and taking the tokens off them. Would you go way out of that? Would you? You're deluding yourself. I can't remember who's supposed to be saying this now. I forget. I've lost the run of this story. But no. This won't be. Was it me? Was it me telling myself that I won't stretch this out? I don't know. How long are we left now? I'd say about another 6 or 7 minutes. Although no, because I have to edit that minute out, so there's an extra minute. I don't know. Do you know? You probably don't. Well, you probably do now, because you have the advantage of listening to this in the future, so you know how it's all panned out, although you haven't heard it yet, unless you're listening to this program backwards, which, if they're doing that, for Christ's sake, is not a fucking Pink Floyd album. It's a podcast. Listen to it from start to end, not end to start. Fucking ridiculous. For all I know, if you listen to this backwards, you hear me telling 2 dogs walk out of a bar story. Will it be any good? There's a question. No. If you want the proper if you want the forward 2 dogs walk into a bar story, listen to either the previous episode or the one before that. I can't remember which one or other of them has a 2 dogs walk into a bar story. Anyway, suffice to say, on with the lunch break. Puppy on a Roof by me. Once upon a slated roof, a tired puppy rested hoof. He sat upon the summit's crest, and faced his weary eyes out west. He spied a gasworks, lit and smoky. Gosh, he cried out, be the hokey. Up atop the gasworks chimney sat his second cousin Jimmy. What you up to, he did shout, and cousin Jimmy turned about to find out who was calling him and why he thought his name was Jim. I'm sorry, Jimmy hollered back. You've confused me. My name's Jack. The puppy did apologise. Something had clouded his eyes. So what you up to anyway? To his new acquaintance he did say, I'm cropping down this warm gas pipe, about to give my arse a wipe. Any other questions, shithead? No, said puppy. Then he fled, and nothing further twixt them said, until the day when both were dead. Ah, hello, it's me again. It's the next day. It's tomorrow, basically. If you're listening, if the me from earlier in the show is listening to this, which I admit is unlikely, although I'm listening to this now, and I've just listened back to the stuff I recorded yesterday, so there's a good chance that as I say this, I'm listening to this at some point, just not in the past. The me of the past will listen to this in the future, that's basically what I'm trying to say. But let's not get bogged down in that crap. During the 20 or so hour interval there, I uploaded some new material to the Into Your Head extras and reruns feed, namely the first in a season of coffee and energy drink reviews by super listener Jerry from Southern California. Just search for Into Your Head in iTunes, it'll come up. The Into Your Head extras and reruns feed was called the reruns and extras feed until about an hour ago. And I decided, fuck this, I'm going to stress the extras, not the reruns, because the extras are they're the new stuff. With all sorts of crap lined up for the next while. Anyway, suffice to say, bollocks. Suffice to say, anything that'll fill in the last 2 or 3 minutes of the show. This is filler, basically. I put in a song where it's just me going, this is filler for 3 minutes, but I've done that before. I don't want to become repetitive. So will we have a tune on the harmonica? I think we will. Let's have a tune on the harmonica. Oh, once upon a time. Once upon a time. I kept starting this sentence, but not being able to finish it because I had to stop to play the background instrument and then breathe. Oh, once upon a time. Once upon a time. More than once upon a time now, surely to Christ. But no, that story stands no chance of getting finished. I need to get a lyricist to write the lyrics for me. In fact, if you have any lyrics you want me to perform, please feel free to send them in. studio@intoyourhead.com. I'll perform any lyrics that any listener sends in here. I'll perform them with my harmonica or else my 3-string guitar, whichever seems more appropriate to me. I reserve the rights. Don't send me any copyrighted lyrics, for Christ's sake. Send me your own. Be original. Be crap, but be original. And we'll all end up not in jail, because I'm not going to go to jail over something like this. Oh, there's nothing else I can do, 'cause I'm doing it all for Lena. Does that sound familiar? Well, it should. That's an example of what you can't send in. That's a Billy Joel lyric. So don't be sending in Billy Joel. I'll recognise them. I know Billy Joel inside out. I know I've been studying Billy Joel since I was about 10 years of age. Queen as well. So don't try to get anything past me. And anything else, I'll just do a Google search. Just like they do in colleges. They check essay material to see if it's being plagiarised. I'll be be checking, so don't be... before we finish, I've some listener correspondence that needs my urgent attention. It's from Mitch again. Mitch, you may remember, wrote in recently about the helicopters. The problem with the helicopters, he sent me a new update. If you haven't heard the helicopter segment, don't worry. This will make just as much sense as if you haven't. Anyway, Neil, about those helicopters, I forgot which episode it was, but you were saying something about something, and you said something like, none of this will be possible until we live in the future where they have flying cars. And then you must have thought to yourself that helicopters are more or less a kind of flying car. Then you sort of accused people generally of being ungrateful and stupid for not realising flying cars had been invented. So the designers of helicopters put big blades on them to catch people's attention and alert them to the fact that they had indeed invented flying cars. I did indeed. It's all coming back to me now. I remember every bit of that. The joke being that the blades are superfluous to the actual flight science of the helicopter. It was especially impressive because he didn't do any, now that you mention it, but I suppose he just delivered it in one long stream of consciousness. Another good one I remember. Oh, this isn't a question. This is just fucking praise. If I realised that, I wouldn't have read it. Anyway, he continues, another good one I remember from an episode in the 300s was your criticism of barriers on highway overpasses intended to stop people throwing rocks at cars, which in your opinion just makes it more dangerous because people who are determined to throw rocks onto highways will have to put their own lives at risk as well as the motorists to do what they want to do. I don't remember that, Mitch. Well, as you say, it was over 300 episodes ago. I was probably either drunk or over caffeinated on cheap Nescafe Gold Blend Tesco imitation version. We've upped our coffee recently, I'm pleased to say. We're on proper coffee now. We're on super value coffee that comes in a bag and you put it in a thing. How you put it in a thing and you push the handle down. It's absolutely fucking fun. I don't know myself anymore. We've got more better coffee. Absolute. Oh, incidentally, on the extras and reruns feed now, did I say this already? Oh, I did. I said that already. The thing about Jerry's Beverages, part 1. Anyway, suffice to say, good morning.
Sit, Bowsy. Sit. Good cat. Good hubby.
IntoYourHeadPodcast.com